Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. As I watched this episode called The Visitor, I have to believe that it's the most powerful episode of anything Star Trek. Not just of Deep Space Nine, but of every other show we've seen that came before and after. In the real amount of writing and acting that went into this that made you care about these characters. The story takes Jake Sisko when he is apparently about 80 years old, and a visitor who comes in from the rain is injured, is there for a reason, but none of that really matters. What matters is that it is a vehicle for him to be able to tell the story of how his father died and how he had been able to continue on since, with the idea that his father never really left him. Now, the science fiction-y element of this comes in, and that adds a little bit of motion to the plot. But beside the fact that we see how Jake Sisko would turn out, despite the fact that we would see just how they would bring things back to where they should be, was well and good enough. But the effect of this is the feelings that were portrayed between father and son. It's already been established that after the death of Benjamin's wife, that Jake and Ben became very dependent on each other. And a very deep bond formed there. What would happen if that was broken right at the point where you were 18? And I think that's what this story is about. And I think that any of us who have ever lost parents, anyone who's ever lost somebody that's important to them, can feel this episode. It's very well crafted and very well executed, and it doesn't bother me too much that they reset at the end. You knew they were going to do that, but the amount of heart that went into this is nothing short of amazing. And if there's only one episode of this series of any Star Trek that you should see, this should be the one. It's well told, and it gives you a little clue of what's going to happen in the future to some of the other characters, but of course it's not exactly accurate because, of course, in universe, time variance will happen, and in the real world, the same actors will, of course, mix around a little bit. The feelings that Jake and Ben had for each other, and the feelings of loss, the whole story that's written about loss and how sometimes it's difficult to let go. So that's my thoughts, my recommendation on this one. Absolutely watch it. Watch it again if you can stand it. It is a tearjerker. It is something that will move you if you have any feelings at all, and especially if you've lost a loved one. So thank you for joining us. We have, of course, Ron on Retirement that's coming up on another channel. It's previewed right here. We'll also have Lower Decks on Friday, and back here with Babylon 5 next Tuesday. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, don't go far.